Mm-hmm. Okay, this is our setup, as we all saw last time that we visited. And if you'll notice, I moved the orange on the right side. I've moved it to the right just a little bit. If you remember the last demo, the orange on the right side was leaning against the pot. So I didn't like that composition, so I just moved it over. Actually, the grapes need to be moved over, but this is a demo on how to do a painting, so I'm not going to spend so much time with the composition. This is the painting, and I'm going to kind of lower that just a little bit, and maybe push that back some. And so this is what we're going to be painting today. Maybe do it just a little bit closer. And look, people, I actually don't know what I'm doing. So I'm having to revisit how these videos, these DVDs, or in this case it's going to be a YouTube, how it's done. So just bear with me a little bit. So I'm going to start with the background. I see that right side is not in round with the left side, so I'll do something there also. So let's get started. In fact, yesterday when I filmed this, I stood in some of the time, not all the time, but some of the time, I stood in front of the camera and you couldn't even see what I was painting. But if I can get Cindy Prince to edit this for me, I'll fix that. But so anyway, here we go. This is kind of out of round, so I'm going to see if I can get this a little bit better in around here. And if I have to, I'll do this later also and do it a little bit better. So we'll see what that does. That's a little bit better, but it's still not spot on. So I think that this part up here needs to be kind of raised up just a little bit. So sometimes I just got to work with it because it's tough to get these things in round. So I think maybe this needs to come up just a little bit. But I can always do that later too. I want to show y'all exactly how this painting evolves from this particular point. And yesterday I painted too long for these YouTube things, I think. So I'm gonna do a little less talking and more painting on this, because I think there's a limit to how long these YouTube deals can last. So if I don't talk as much as I did yesterday, I might be able to get it down a little bit. Okay, that's still not quite right, but what I'm gonna do is I always start with the background. Sometimes I will paint the background 3 or 4 times just to get it wet in order to lose some edges and stuff like that. So So what I'm going to do at this point is start with that background. I'm going to take me a little raw umber and some ultramarine blue. Use my liquid because I can fill it up quickly, and also I can keep it thin and it's not thick like I want to do my light areas. So let's just put a little more raw umber in that. The ultramarine blue cools it somewhat, but it also darkens it also. So I use, like I said yesterday, I use a lot of raw umber. And so we're just going, and a big brush. Here's a big brush, so I can knock this out in a hurry. And I don't have to spend a whole lot of time on this. This is the dark side of the background, the negative area. So that's what we're doing right now. And I don't care too much about if I get something on top of something else in here. Well, I always come back and put it back in there. So here we go. This is also my favorite part of the painting. I was watching Elizabeth on the YouTube, Elizabeth Robbins on the YouTube the other day, and she was just starting it, and she said that was her favorite part of the painting is is to start the painting. But me, that's work, and I enjoy this part of it because this is where I really delve into it and put all the little goodies. That you see some I don't know what they're, bubbles or holes or what they are in that pot that's part of the glaze. I love seeing those and painting those and make them pop out. Those are what I call my little goodies. So we'll do that. Now I think probably what I might do right here is let this get a little bit lighter over here, just a little bit. It's still bothering me. Let's see here. Let's do this. Sometimes when I'm painting, I get to singing to myself. So, because I definitely would not sing to somebody else, you know. So if I do that, it's just that I forget that y'all are watching. All right, I'm gonna take maybe just a little bit of raw yellow ochre and put in that, and then I might cool it down just a little bit by putting a little blue in there, not a lot, because I don't want a big change over here. I just want a little bit because there's not a big change up there. So I'm gonna just make it just a little bit lighter. And then I'll pull that together right there so that it'll be a gradation of these values. It might be too big a word for some of my students, so that means gradual. A gradual change. I don't want any brush strokes up here, much. Can't help but get some in there, but if you have a fairly light touch, sometimes you can just barely touch it and change it somewhat. So That looks pretty good. I do have a little bit of reflective light over here, so I might just take me just something a little bit lighter right here and put it right here. But now see, that can't be on top like this is. This has got to be underneath the surface. So let's pull this dark on top of it so it looks like it's underneath the surface. It might be a little bit too light, but I can always change it. I'll just kind of pull that together there. Kind of pull it together. So let's take some of this background color here and just kind of straighten that up. You want to lose this side. You remember we talked about that the other day. We want to have our dark side lost. This can be a fairly hard edge over there, but we still soften it just a little bit anyway. But this is this is an illusion, and you want this to appear as though it goes on around. It does not come up here and stop like that does this. The object starts over here, so it can appear to be a little harder right here, but this over here cannot be a hard edge because it's got to go on around. See, and so anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start painting on that. I see some places right here that need to be covered up somewhat. It's a little warm here today. Actually, it's a little cooler, but it's still a little on the warm side, and we got all these old wasps flying around, and I cannot stand the wasp. I have a phobia. My buddy said, only thing you got to do is just stand there and be still. They won't bother you. And I said, I know it, but my feet won't let me stay there. It says, run, Bob, run. And I do. So, I'm not brave like he is, I guess. Oh, look at there. A wasp. I'm going to show y'all something right there. And it just scared me to death. I'm going to just... Can y'all see that booger? Can y'all see that booger crawling on my grate back there? Ooh-wee. I don't like that. I think he wants to eat that grape. But anyway, I ain't gonna bother him. Okay? So we're gonna get back over here to where the painting is. I think that's about where it was. Okay? I might bring it in just a little bit. Not much. How about right there? Okay. I don't want to mess my grape up, but anyway. He's not going to bother me, I don't think. If he gets to looking at me, though, I will kill him. Okay, so I'm going to start on this light side over there. Actually, I'm going to put me sort of a middle tone right there. And I'm going to put those grapes right there. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and make me up just a little bit of my light table color. Raw sienna, raw umber, and maybe just a little bit of white. a little slice of light right through there. Okay, let's kind of straighten that up there. Okay, so you got some light dark here. It comes right over here where old Mr. Wasp, I call him my Mr. No Shoulders, is right there, and then we have us a shadow right there. And all of this is going to be refined a little bit later on. So we'll just kind of do this. Now that light, it's the darkest, excuse me, I'm sorry, I got right in front of it. The light, it's the darkest right under there because it's absent of any light. But then as it comes on out here, it starts to sneak around that orange and kind of gets a little on the fuzzy side. So, okay. I want to see about this color right here. Okay, that's going to be pretty good, I think. Just right here where it comes into that. It might be a little too blue though. But I want something that I can take I can use a little raw umber. Oop, that's too much. That's a little bit too much. So maybe put just a little bit of blue in there. But I want something that's going to be between here and the... Hi!
Here's your check.
Okay. Thank you, Gay.
You're welcome.
I'm